All right, so good morning and welcome because today we have restorative yoga and we're going to get some lovely stretches done, which is also wonderful for the body. So, if you're dealing with a lot of stress or anxiety, or maybe you just feel tightness in the body because maybe your lifestyle doesn't allow a lot of movement on a regular basis. So, as an example, you can do half an hour activity or an hour of activity in your day, but if the rest of your day is still very much sitting in one spot, your body can begin to feel a lot of tightness. So, also sitting on your phones, sitting at a desk or behind the wheel of a car, all of these things really contribute to the body feeling really tight. So, when we do a practice like this kind of practice, it really helps us to soothe the muscles, to find some sense of relaxation, and to just really reset the body again. So, today I am going to be using a blanket and I also have yoga blocks just in case you've got yoga blocks at home. So I'm going to show you how you can use the yoga blocks in your practice today. So anytime that we're sitting up on our bottoms, if your hips or your hamstrings, depending on the position that we are in, are tight, then always remember to place your blanket or your yoga blocks underneath your bottom. If you've got cushions instead of one of those items, you can sit up on a cushion as well. All right, we're going to start seated with the feet together if that feels good. If not, just come into any seated position that feels good. I'm going to ask you to close your eyes at this point. Whenever we close our eyes, it gives us the opportunity to try and shut out the world around us. So there could be a lot of things going on around you right now, but when we close our eyes, it just makes it slightly easier just to quieten the sounds, quieten the stimuli, and to allow yourself to bring your awareness and your journey inward, in towards your heart, in towards your emotions and your thoughts. Let's take a moment just to breathe some deep breaths. And I want to encourage you to, instead of forcing your breath, just let it really flow easily in and out of your body. But we are aiming to take the breath a little deeper. So again, don't force that deepness. Just allow it to come in and notice that the more you focus on your breath, the easier it becomes to take that deeper breath to slow everything down. And then automatically what begins to happen is your heart rate begins to drop. Your mind begins to ease. And a general sense of calmness begins to flood through the body, allowing us to move into rest and digest. Now bring your right ear down towards your shoulder and come into some half head rolls, taking time over any area that might need a little bit more love. Okay, let's just take one more deep breath in. And as you finish your exhale, you're going to bring your eye line back up to center. Keep your eyes closed as you roll your shoulders forward, up, back, and down, just creating some nice big movements through the shoulders. Good. Now let's reach the arms up overhead. Keep the eyes closed if you choose to. Spread your fingers nice and wide. And we're just going to reach the right arm and then the left arm a little higher up. So stretching out the side body, but going more for length than trying to bend over to the side. Good. Really separate the ribs. Spread your fingers nice and wide. If you want to incorporate some wrist rolls over here just to get some movement through the wrists, feel free to. Good. And then interlace those fingers, reach the arms forward out in front of your chest. Reach a little further as you concave your chest and roll back onto your coccyx, really rounding out your spine here. Good. As you inhale, reach your arms up, keep the fingers together, bring them behind your head, open up your elbows, and lift your heart up to the sky as we open up the chest. Good. And then reach your arms up and forward. Let's round out that spine again, really reaching the fingers forward, separating your shoulder blades, and then bring your hands behind your back, separate the chest bones as you push the chest forward, opening up the intercostal muscles there. Good. And release. Let's open up the arms, circle the wrists once more. And then we're going to cross the right arm over the legs, sit up tall, and as you exhale, twist. As you inhale, release halfway. And exhale, twist once more, taking the eye line all the way around and going a little deeper. Good. And inhale, bring the body back to face forward as we come over to the other side. Sit up tall on your exhale, twist. Inhale, release. And exhale, twist a little more. Good. And bring everything back to face forward. Lovely. So, apart from sitting up on your blanket, if you are needing to give your knees a little bit of added support, because I want to remind you that when we come into these stretches, if you are holding your knees up there and you're really having to actively hold the muscles in place, then you're not getting the best out of that stretch. So if you need to prop some cushions under your knees, under your bottom, just so that you can really sit here in the most relaxed version of this stretch, then please do. I encourage you to use as many cushions and yoga blocks and blankets as you need so that you can be as comfortable as possible. Once you are all set up, we're going to round out our spine. The aim to try and bring the crown of our head down onto our toes. So hold onto your ankles. If you really tighten the hips, I just want you to focus on bringing your chin down with that idea that one day you're going to come down there, but you can still begin the motion of moving into this pose. So round out your spine as much as possible. Come down as low as you can. If you can connect your head to your toes, wonderful. If not, just make sure you're coming into a stretch that feels good, where you can hold the stretch without straining, and that you can find some enjoyment in that stretch. Good. So now we're going to keep the body in place, but instead of a rounded spine, let's straighten out the spine. So push the chest forward and lift the chin so that your neck is in line with your spine. Push your sitting bones back ever so slightly as you lengthen through the spine. Now remember that also means draw your shoulders down and away from your ears, squeezing the shoulder blades back. Good. And exhale, round your spine. Try and bring the crown of your head back to your toes. As you inhale, straighten out your back. And again, exhale, round the spine. And inhale, lengthen. Good. We're going to keep this lengthened spine. Take your right hand, reach it forward as far as you can. And then we're going to bring the arm and the shoulders all the way over towards the left-hand side of the body. So bring this hand as far over as you can while reaching your fingertips as far away from you as you can. And really try and get that lovely stretch all down through the outside of this arm into your shoulder blade, into your side body, all the way down in towards that right hip. Good. Bring the arm to point forward again. Still go for length. Reach in and extending the body as far as you can. And then change arms. Reach forward the left hand and then move over towards the right hand side. Find that sweet spot that feels so beautiful, so good. Good. And then you're going to bring the arms all the way forward and roll the spine to come back up. Nice. Let's close the knees. And we're going to come over onto all fours. And if you've got yoga blocks or anything else that you're wanting to use for support, just keep it nice and close at the front of your mat. So start up on all fours. We're going to start off with one of my favorites. It's a supported side angle pose with twist. So we're going to step our right foot all the way forward. Bring it between your hands, and you may need to help your foot come forward. Now, as you come here, I want you to push your hips as far forward as possible, and only when your hips are forward, that is when we double check the alignment of this leg. Now, how you're going to use your blocks here is there are 3 different levels of the blocks. So if you've got blocks and you want to use them, feel free to bring them under your hands. You can also use some heavy books for this same purpose. Just make sure that they move to the same height. Good. So hold it here. Just enjoy the stretch through the back leg. Lengthen through your spine, creating a long neck. And we're going to rock the hips back into a seated splits before we come into our twisted side angle pose. So rock your hips back, feel that lovely stretch behind the legs, and inhale, push forward. Now, if you've got your blocks, you're just going to step the hands back if you need to stay up a little higher, but I want you to focus on maintaining that straight back. Good. And one more time. Rock back. And bring it forward. Lovely. Now here comes that twisted side angle pose. Bring your right hand up to your knee. As you exhale, twist your shoulders all the way around. Now really try and relax through your hips here and through your lower back. The more you can relax those muscles, the more you can really feel that beautiful stretch, which is easing out any tightness in your body there. Good. And exhale, bring the body back. Now we're going to come straight into our pigeon pose, which is a wonderful pose for stretching, but it can also be another intense stretch. So bring your right knee towards your right hand, left foot towards your, right foot towards your left hand, and then gently relax down here. Now, if you've got your cushion or your blanket or your yoga block, you can pop it underneath this thigh so that you can really relax into the stretch. Or if you prefer, you can actually prop it under the back thigh. So you've got a few different options there that allow you to really melt down into your stretch to enjoy it as much as possible without having to hold yourself up. And this is why props are so beautiful in a yoga practice, especially one where we are, getting into deeper stretches, because it really allows us to relax into the stretch, and that's where we get the most benefit from. So close your eyes if that feels good for you, and maybe just gently rock side to side. If you're wanting to get a little bit more stretch through that back leg, then walk your fingertips back a little bit. Try and lift your heart up towards the sky. Draw your left hip down towards your foot to really try and get as much out of that stretch as you can. Good. We're going to walk our hands forward. So you can continue to use your props here if you needing to keep the body up a little higher, using blocks, cushions, or blankets. Remember, they're all there to support your body. And you just come down to wherever it feels good for you as you aim to find calm and relaxation. So as you get into this pose, maybe just run a quick scan through your body, noticing areas which you might be tensing up in, and seeing if you can ease through those areas and just let go a little bit more. Good. All right, we're going to step our hands back up and very slowly slide that leg back to bring yourself up onto all fours. And then let's just take a moment to ease the hips back into alignment. So just rocking side to side. All right, so we're going to do the exact same thing on the other leg. Just remember, always come into a position that feels good. And if it doesn't feel good, then move out of it or ease out of that position a little bit and try and find a different angle that works for your body. All right, we're going to step the left foot all the way forward now, pushing the hips forward. Check the alignment of the front leg. Double check or grab hold of your props. Use them as you need to best support you. Let your hips really push forward here. Experience this lovely stretch through your hip flexor, one of the big areas of our body that ends up almost shortening because of a lifestyle that includes lots of sitting. So it's one of those muscles that we want to stretch out when we can. All right, let's rock the hips back. Try and straighten out your front leg as much as possible. And exhale, push back into your front leg. Right now, we're just trying to get some movement through the body. So don't worry about coming too deep into the stretch. You want to feel this stretch, but it should still be very much in that space of, ooh, that feels nice, rather than, aye, that's tight. Good. And push it forward. Let's come into that twisted side angle pose. So left hand comes to the knee, and as we exhale, twist the body and continue the twist with your eye line by taking your nose as far around as you can. Good. And bring your hands back. We're going to slide down into that pigeon pose. So bring your knee and your foot to the ground and slide your right leg back, remembering to use your props once more. So prop them underneath that front thigh or the back thigh, wherever you are needing a bit more support today. And if the blocks are a little bit hard and maybe uncomfortable to do that with, then definitely a cushion or a blanket is going to be your next best bet. So you can take a time here just feeling your way around this muscle. Maybe you want to extend that stretch a little bit more, and if you do, you're going to lift your heart up. And then if and when you are ready, you can bring your body to fold forward over that front leg. Try and release any tension in the body and use your breath to do so. Our breath is such an amazing thing. With each inhale, we give ourselves life. We breathe in vitality and energy. With each exhale, we have a new opportunity to release any tension, any negativity, any thoughts and emotions that feel heavy in the body. And when you release your breath completely, right at the end, there's this feeling of lightness, of complete relaxation and calm. So let all the air go as you exhale. Experience that moment just before you inhale again that allows you to completely relax. All right, let's step the hands back up nice and slow. And then slide that knee back, being slow and gentle again. Remember, anytime that we in a deep stretch, coming out of it can be a little bit tender through the body. So moving slowly is going to be the best option to be able to gauge what your body needs to come back out of that stretch. All right, beautiful. We're going to move into our hamstrings now. So bring your bottom down towards the floor and extend your legs out in front of you. And of course, sit up on your blanket or on your blocks if you need to. Now, if by sitting this way, even if you are propped up on a cushion or a blanket, you are still feeling a big tightness underneath your knees, then this is where you can use a blanket. You can roll it up and slide it underneath your knees just for some added support so you can once again relax into the stretch. So if that's what you need to do, then just give yourself that added support. We want to try and pull our toes up towards us. Inhale, reach the arms up. As we exhale, fold forward. If you need to, walk your hands forward or just reach forward. Hold for your inhale, and as you exhale, round your spine to sit up tall. And exhale, fold. Hold for your inhale. And exhale, round your spine to sit up tall. One more time. Inhale, reach. Exhale, fold. Inhale. And exhale, round your spine to come up tall. Good. All right, we're going to come down, and this time we're going to hold. So inhale, reach. Exhale, fold forward. If you can reach your toes, grab hold of your big toe with your peace finger. If you can't grab hold of your toes, just grab anywhere on your legs. Or if you've got a yoga strap, you're going to wrap it around your feet, and this is going to help pull you a little closer. You can also use a towel if you don't have a yoga strap. So just lots of different props that you can use to enhance your practice. So grab hold of wherever you can. Pull your shoulders forward, concave your chest, tuck your chin in slightly, and then gently pull yourself down towards your legs. Now, hopefully you are getting that stretch through the underneath part of your leg. If your back is tighter than the back of your legs, then you might feel it in your back a lot more. So what you can do here is straighten out your back a little bit more, and maybe don't tuck your chin in so much to give yourself that stretch behind your legs. If, on the other hand, you're wanting to increase the stretch through your back, then tuck your chin in and round out your spine a little bit more so that you get an equal balance of stretch behind the legs and into your back. Good. We are going to now create some movement through our hips. So let's lengthen our backs a little bit here. Maybe just bring the chest up a little higher. Try and draw your belly button towards your knees. And what we're going to do is actually shift our hips. So push your right hip forward as you pull your left hip back. Try and keep your inner thigh connected so that your legs are still close together. Now, as you twist, can you feel how that stretch has moved into the lower part of your back and into your left hip there? And then we're going to change sides. So slowly bring the feet back to neutral and then push the left hip forward, right hip back. Good. And again, one more on each side. And change. Good. Bring both legs back to neutral. Bring your right hand to your outside of your left leg and twist the shoulders. You can use your left hand on your thigh as well, just to help in the twist. And bring it back and over to the other side. So just adding in a little quick twist here. Twists are so wonderful for the body. They really, whenever we twist through the body, we incorporate so many muscles. Good. Exhale, round out your spine, come into a nice tall position. Now we're going to finish off today with Shavasana, coming down onto our backs. And depending on what you are wanting to stretch out a little bit more, I'm going to give you different options. So make your way down onto your back. If you have a blanket, you are either going to roll it up like this and then run it the length of your spine. So as you lie down, your blanket is going to be the length of your spine, allowing you to open up your chest. This is going to give you a bigger stretch through your chest. And if you extend your legs and your blanket only comes up to the lower part of your back, you might get a little bit of an extra stretch through your hip flexors. So that is your first option. You also have another option if you want to focus on your lower back and your hips, to bring this underneath your hips onto your back, and you want it directly underneath the bone, so that as even here you can start to feel the release of the tightness in your lower back. And you can keep your knees up, knees open, or knees extended. Just make sure that you can completely relax in this position and you're not going to tense up. Now, if you don't have a blanket, but you do have yoga blocks, you've got a few options here as well. So you can either do that exact same one, just placing your yoga block. This is going to give you a lot more height. And of course, you can also take it even higher if you're wanting even more of a support for a bridge, essentially. So that's the one version. And if you're wanting to take it underneath your back, then just place your block either that way or this way, the length of your spine, starting about midway. And then your other block is going to prop underneath your head so that you can totally relax there, and then open up your arms to open up your chest. All right, let's just start with some very gentle breathing. Once you've found your position, ensure that you are comfortable. As you take a deep breath in, and then as you exhale, let's try and exhale for as long as possible. Nice, slow, long exhale. Again, breathe in and exhale slowly. Do a few more rounds of that breath. Feel how by elongating your exhale that your body begins to really relax, really calm. This particular breath is to help you relax very quickly, and is actually a wonderful breath if you need help falling asleep. Of course, that might not be what you want to do right in this moment. So once you finish this next round, just bring your breath back to normal. Can you feel that light feeling? That feeling of calm and relaxation? You feel so light that you are identifying with a very light feather as it lifts up into the air. As a feather does, feel yourself moving and swaying with the breeze. Enjoy that gentle rocking That's so comforting to your heart, to your mind, and your soul. Feel this breeze supporting you as it lifts you up higher and higher. And it seems the higher you go, the freer you feel. Free from responsibilities, free from all the things that keep you grounded in life, and instead you are releasing them and lifting up into the air. Notice how much you trust this breeze to carry you safely. You know in your heart and you know in your mind that you are safe and secure, and that this breeze will deliver you safely to whichever destination you move to. You notice how relaxed your body is as you just move with the ease and flow of this breeze. At this time, feeling this sense of calm and relaxation, commit to yourself to bring this feeling into the rest of your day, knowing that when those responsibilities creep back in, that at any time you can use your breath. You can close your eyes and envision yourself on this little journey with the breeze to bring a sense of calm back into your day. Take a deep breath in, allowing yourself to feel ready, to feel prepared for your day. As you slowly drift back down towards earth, floating so effortlessly and gently coming down onto your mat. Begin to wiggle your fingers and your toes. We are going to make our way into a seated position, and of course, depending on where your props are, just be mindful of coming up in a safe and comfortable way. Bring your hands to your heart. Acknowledge your journey today on your mat, and stay committed to that intention of bringing with you throughout your day a sense of calm, of peace and harmony. With much love and respect, Namaste. Ladies, I hope you enjoyed that session and that you are going to take these feelings of calm and tranquility with you into the remainder of your day, your week, and your weekend ahead. Thank you so much for choosing to spend your time with me. I look very much forward to seeing you next week. Have a beautiful rest of your day. Bye.